Go.
Okay, this group is Ian Mills, Natalie Taylor, Riley Bemis, and John Fackler.
Thank you.
We are reviewing, well, not really reviewing, but discussing the book Okay for Now by Gary D. Smith. We read pages from 1 to 120 in this current section, and we will be discussing it, starting with the first question. How does the setting so far impact the plot and characters? How might the story change if the settings were different? And I would like for Riley Bemis to go first with his response.
Okay, so my response to this question, which was the first part of it, it is the mid-70s, 1970s, and it's also the era of the Vietnam War. The main character's brother is also serving in the Vietnam War, just to contribute to that. And then next question was, how might the story change if the setting were different? If it was the 21st century, there would be TVs, phones, and many more things to keep Doug busy instead of him keep saying that he's bored every day.
He could probably call his brother.
Right.
Yeah.
He could talk to his brother.
And it
Can you see that again? Guys, just see it.
Yeah, sure.
I'd also think since later on in the story, how he had to deliver all that ice cream, he wouldn't have to keep asking for directions. He just used Google Maps or a GPS and easily walk around the neighborhood and just deliver the ice cream.
Can we read the second question?
No, we have to discuss everything.
Okay, I'll do mine.
All right, John, you can go next.
All right, write this down, what Riley said, because he wrote a lot.
Well, I'm going to go with Ian. Yes, I agree that if he was doing ice cream, it would be a lot easier without the wagon and asking people how to get places and making himself even look more stupider than he thinks he already was. But, he definitely could have used a GPS or pulled out his handy-dandy iPhone.
Or Samsung.
Or Samsung.
Yeah. Or just a regular GPS.
Right. Well, I don't know if you'd want to carry a whole GPS with you.
Oh, you know what else too? Going off the ice cream selling. I'm sorry, I'm getting too in depth about this ice cream, but you know how Miss
Miriam?
No, the rich lady.
Yeah, Mrs. Miriam.
Yeah.
No, that's the
it's the mirrored lady, like the mirrored or
when I'll look at it.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking.
Let me give you mine, guys.
Wait, hold on. Anyway, that lady, when it says charged to like debt, it could if he would have had his iPhone, he could have easily just swiped it and wouldn't go through all that hassle.
Huh. Oh, hey Riley, here's a sheet pad.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so I'm going to tell what I have for that question.
Okay.
Mid-70s, low paychecks, people losing their jobs, like Doug's father. Mayersville, New York. Doug's had to go.
John, I just have some. I'm sorry, not mean to interrupt you at all, but his father didn't necessarily lose his job because he got laid off. His dad got fired because he tried to fight with his boss because his boss wasn't treating him
Okay, all right. So Mayersville, New York. Doug has to go to a new school and has to meet new friends. Different. It is different kind of place. Doug's father would not have a job, mostly, and Doug will still go to go to the same school, and have the same friends.
Yeah. Natalie, would you like to go next? Or?
I basically said the same thing, except there's a lot of conflict going on, especially during that time. And like Riley said, different technology, it would be a lot easier to keep entertained.
Okay. What I said was the setting would definitely impact the story and its characters because, for one thing, I said that especially since Doug and his family moved, Doug would not be having the feelings he's having now. Like, for example, if they wouldn't have moved, the cause of them moving wouldn't have happened, as in his father wouldn't have fought with his boss who had the same job. Also, Doug wouldn't be so upset about stupid Marysville, and he probably would have never seen that painting of the bird, and he wouldn't be so in depth with that painting.
And the art.
Yeah.
The art. Yeah.
So everybody tell us about theirs?
I think that was everyone.
Okay,
Riley?
I'm going
Natalie
to.
didn't, sure, did she?
Yeah, she did.
She did, okay. So for the next question, type of question, it says, based on your first impression of the major characters, how would you describe him or her? What did they do or say to create this impression? So for what I said, I'm going to share two, I think, just because I want everyone to share. If you have the same thing.
Yeah, we can come back to it later.
Yeah. But I chose 5 of them, but out of the 5, I would choose Doug and Lil, or Little Spicer Girls. this little Spicer girl.
Isn't that Little Spicer Girl the same thing?
Well, I said little Spicer.
Oh, okay.
I'm
sorry.
But it's okay. But for Doug, I think that I gave him two traits. I gave him sarcastic and hardworking because I know a lot of times in the book, like I forget which page it was, he did show many times some phrases that were very sarcastic to other people, like especially for Lil. I'll come back to that example in a little bit. But I also gave him hardworking because he really did try to find these places to deliver the groceries to for people.
And he was trying his best to make his life the best that it could possibly be.
Right.
For example, keeping that Joe Pepitone hat in mint condition until and protecting it pretty
And
much
the
with
jacket.
his
Also, the jacket.
Yeah,
too,
and the jacket.
He was
looked-
trying. He hid down the basement, so he. Yeah.
And then I also gave one for Lil. I said I gave her two actually. I gave her the same one as Doug. I gave her sarcastic.
Yeah.
Because they both are sarcastic to each other. But and also she also showed sign of being friendly because if it was not really for her to bring, she didn't have to. She didn't have to bring him a nice ice cold Coke to him when he was sitting outside of the library, waiting for it to open, not knowing it only opened on Saturdays. But I mean, if she couldn't do, she could choose not to do it. She could easily just sit there, probably die of thirstiness, but that would take a while.
Yeah. But,
John, go ahead. You take over.
All right, I'll go ahead. I did something kind of different. I just gave I did Doug's father, and I said rude because Doug's father is rude to his mother, Doug's mother, and he's being rude to the whole family, being stuck out there, buddy.
well, John, I disagree in a way with you because it's not like it's not like his intentions are to be rude. He's just being stressed because he's trying his hardest to bring home the money for the family so they can survive.
Yeah, but for my seeing is that when I'm reading this book, he doesn't want to have fun or anything, and he always goes alongside with his brother and makes Doug feel bad.
Okay,
but then
John, can I add something on yours? For mine, I mean, I know I shouldn't share this right now, but I put he was kind of abusive because every time Doug would try talking back to him, he'd slap him. Like,
that's what I heard.
And then he was very rude, as in, like what you said, like, and I'll get to that one of my questions on the back, but go ahead.
I had a question. Riley, what was your trait for Lil again?
I'll give you paper.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, sorry, John.
Thank you. Sorry, John.
The thing I said for Lily, I said nice and mean, and is smart because she gave a job to Doug and also says some mean stuff to Doug when he is on a run.
Yes. Here. Thank you, Riley. Okay.
Did you remember? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, because Lily's nice sometimes to him, but then all of a sudden she'll give mean comments to him.
Or maybe she is trying to be nice in the intention of giving the mean comments. Maybe it's some sort of flirtation in a way.
Or jokes.
Yeah, a joke.
Then Doug's brother. I said mean because he ripped Doug's photo.
And also stole the hat.
And also beat him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And threatened
Pretty
to break
aggressive.
his arm.
Okay, Natalie, what did you say?
So I did Doug too, basically what you said, but I also did the science teacher. I forget his name.
I have his name now. Mr. Powell. No.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah, the one who walks.
No, Mr. Powell's the librarian.
Mr. Ferris.
The one who rocks the
horse, yes.
I thought he was crazy at first. And then later on in the book, I kind of realized he was wise because when Doug was in the detention, and they were talking about how if they should stop selling the pages in that book to the people because when he saw it in the principal's office, and the science teacher agreed with him that they shouldn't.
Okay.
So, kind of wise.
All right. Here's one thing. I read that, and I.
Keep going.
No, John, don't worry about him.
Well, wouldn't sell them because it's a book, and mostly you can still buy them and everything. Yeah, I think in the end of the book, it's gonna. I'm predicting something here. It's at the end of the book.
Wait, I think you can save that to the end. Nope, that was one of my questions. Yes, I'm just continue. Sorry, John.
The thing I predict in the book is that. Oh God, I forgot. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, I
I'm
forgot.
sorry, that was my fault, John. I interrupted you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I got distracted.
Okay,
So Ian,
Yeah, my turn. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
First of all, I did Doug, and based off what I read, he was pretty pessimistic, calling everything stupid, making everything sound absolutely horrible.
He's kind of repeating himself.
Yeah, repeating himself. Yep, yes, John.
I one thing to add to that is that he would also say that this is a stupid town.
Yeah, stupid
and
American. He'd say that
he's-
over and
I hate
over
this
and
place.
over
I
again.
hate this
Very
town.
repetitive.
Everything.
And even though he said he hated it, it seemed like he was starting to like it a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, I'm the
Eventually.
character trait for him. He's imaginative because when in the library, he sat down and he'd be like,
Yeah,
"Just imagine Joe Paterno came in and
Joe
everybody will
Pepitone.
be Joe Pepitone and everybody will come in and we'll
take him to his place and hang.
and yeah, it's because he's always imagining all this stuff like the feather, his mother's smile. Yeah, I have another question in the back, but that's gonna
Okay,
be for later.
so right now we're gonna move
Wait,
on.
dude, I didn't.
Oh, you're not finished?
Our second person.
Oh.
Mr. Powell, the secondary librarian, as I like to call him, I think he was pretty generous to let him and Lillian in the library earlier than it opened, and he also, hold on just a second, he also didn't turn the pages to the book in the library that Doug was very interested in. And, yeah, anyone have anything? Oh, John, yeah?
Here's the thing. There are character traits for Doug. There's a lot for the main characters. There's a lot of character traits. The thing is, when I'm reading that book, is that when he first met Mr. Powell, the second librarian, he was being mean to him. Like he would always be
he's
he'd
a jerk.
shrug and he'll be like, "Oh, no, I'm not good. I don't draw. I don't draw. I don't draw."
Yeah.
And it's when I read that, I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
Wait,
this
his
guy's
name's
so
Mr.
stupid."
Powell?
Yeah, no, Mr. Powell, Powello.
Powell.
Okay.
I call him Powell.
So right now we're going to move on to what do you believe is the major conflict of the story? What started this problem? How does this conflict impact the main character?
Can I go
I'm first.
Oh,
We're going in a circle.
fine.
It's okay, John.
Like some
what
sort
did
of
you
weird
write
triangle
You're
shape.
next. So what I said is that this could be different in your guys' opinions, but I said I believe it's where either where Doug keeps hiding his drawings and Joe Pepitone's jacket from his one of his older brothers because we're wrapping it up.
Yeah,
so-
we have to wrap it up now. We have to go in. We'll continue this conversation maybe on Monday-ish.
Or Friday.
Yeah.